every time they do this, and they get the support of their government. I don't understand how all of a sudden South Africa lacked police force, lacked the military, lacked every security agencies that could have stopped these people. How do you explain where people will march into somebody's house, bring you out, questioning you, can I see your papers? You're a foreigner, you had to go back home. You had to go back home. What have they done? The shops they are running, what kind of employment did you provide for him to run a shop? He brought money from Nigeria and opened a shop in your country to help your country and help you. All the best you could have done is to learn from these Nigerians on how to acquire some entrepreneurial skills. These people are very lazy, and themselves and their government try to blame others for their woes and foolishness. This is happening. The Nigerian government, in fact, I support Adams Oshomole, who says that we should retaliate. But the kind of retaliation I want is what we are doing. Let us do non-violence retaliation. I don't want Nigerians to go to the street and attack any South Africans. Nigerians are not like, we love foreigners. Nigerians are not like that. That's not the kind of retaliation I want. I don't want Nigeria to close down MTN or other people. Don't Nigerians have shares in those companies? I don't want Nigeria, because after all, those people are employing Nigerians too. I don't want that. The kind of retaliation I want is for Nigerians to boycott South Africa.
So guys, Allen Onyema, the CEO of Peace, explained the reasons why Nigerians must boycott South Africa totally in the coming years. Yes, this story now has now become the headline of every stories regarding to waiting they happen for South Africa, why the South Africans are sending the African people who lives in their country out of the country, say they don't want immigrants in their country again. Allen Onyema said that Nigerians have to stay on their feet and make sure that they run out of South Africa by not investing in South African again. Take a look at the video.
Something Nigerians will always remember you for: your service to the nation. In 2019, when the xenophobic attacks targeted Nigerians in South Africa, you personally funded the evacuation of over 500 Nigerians from South Africa at that time, free of charge, no government invoices, no commitment from the federal government. There were no conditions, and you were greeted on the tarmac with hugs and tears. I personally remember that moment, and I'm sure a lot of Nigerians remember that moment, and we're very thankful to you for that singular act back in 2019. Now, 7 years later, history has repeated itself in South Africa, but this time Peace is now operating on a government-funded repatriation, not for free. And for Nigerians watching at this point, they're asking, why did you do it for free at that time? And why not this time?
Thank you very much. I felt the government of South Africa backed their people to do what they were doing then to our people. For love of country, I couldn't take it. All my life, I've actually lived for this nation. I love this nation and its people. I believe in that saying, think of what you can do for your nation and what the nation can do for you. Yeah. It's not about money. You can't go to your grave with your money, right, with your billions. You can't. It's the legacy you leave behind. Yes, I cried when they arrived because of what one woman was saying. The woman was praying for me from afar. When I entered the woman is from the north. He said, my prayer is for this country to be one. You are an Igbo man, and you came. So Nigerians became one. Remember when they got to Oliver Tambo Airport, it dawned on South Africans that evacuation was never a good thing for any country. So they tried to stop them by threatening them that if you want to go, we'll stamp your passport for 10 years. You'll never be able to. They said, we are going. Stay in your country. Stocks in South Africa fell. I'm a non-violence practitioner. What I did was a non-violence action that could bring down any powerful entity. And that made the stocks in South Africa fell flat. Yes, I did it free of charge. Some people say, oh, he may be doing it for publicity. Go and do your own for publicity. Go and spend your hard-earned money for publicity. Which publicity do I need again? But it's for love of country. I do it to encourage Nigerians to love their country, to stop chasing wealth.
This is the real truth. It seems the South Africans have forgotten the sacrifice, the lot of energy, the lot of money, and some emotional backup that other Africans don't give to them during the apartheid. If you are thinking, just imagine a nation who have an advantage to go for Olympic and they boycott Olympic because of apartheid. Which country can do it today? If Nigeria is having problem and we said South Africa should not go for World Cup, would South Africa do that? It shows how people of Africans come together to support these people. When you are saying you need the definition of ingrates, people who you assist today, tomorrow they turn their back on you, it is 100% the South African. What they don't know is that they don't face the realities on ground. The approach they are using on this issue is totally wrong. There are other approach that will look matured and look sensible, which they need to focus on than to be bully and chasing people out of their country. Onyema said he really appreciates the effort of Nigerian government by coming out with an idea to sanction South Africa by not investing in their country again. And he said, we allow South Africa to come into our country because we own our money. But the truth is, no Nigerians will go to South Africa to invest in South Africa. I hope you never forget that Nigerians has a lot of investment in South Africa when it comes to Dangotes and other firms in Africa. What is your opinion about this? Let's see Alex Onyema when Ite Toka.
On the eve of the 1976 Olympics, Nigeria led a boycott of all African countries. About 42 African countries followed Nigeria to boycott the Olympics of 1976. These Nigerians, very young people, 17 years, 20 years, had trained for 4 years preparatory to that Olympics. Those people would have been made in life. And our football team, the Green Eagles, that qualified to represent Africa also, beat even Canada in the warm-up matches 3-0. They beat England. They would have won gold in 1976, and they could have become stars signed by professional teams and all that. But Nigeria led a boycott.
Nigeria's Foreign Minister, Bianca Ojukwu, hinted that there might be repercussions to these xenophobic attacks against Nigerians. Do you agree?
I totally agree that there should be a stop to foolishness. Every time they do this, and they get the support of their government, I don't understand how all of a sudden South Africa lacked police force, lacked the military, lacked every security agencies that could have stopped these people. How do you explain where people will march into somebody's house, bring you out, questioning you, can I see your papers? You're a foreigner, you had to go back home. You had to go back home. What have they done? The shops they are running, what kind of employment did you provide for him to run a shop? He brought money from Nigeria and opened a shop in your country to help your country and help you. All the best you could have done is to learn from these Nigerians on how to acquire some entrepreneurial skills. These people are very lazy, and themselves and their government try to blame others for their woes and foolishness. And this is happening. The Nigerian government, in fact, I support Adams Oshomole, who says that we should retaliate. But the kind of retaliation I want is what we are doing. Let us do non-violence retaliation. I don't want Nigerians to go to the street and attack any South Africans. Nigerians are not like, we love foreigners. Nigerians are not like that. That's not the kind of retaliation I want. I don't want Nigeria to close down MTN or other people. Some Nigerians have shares in those companies. I don't want Nigeria, because after all, those people are employing Nigerians too. I don't want that. The kind of retaliation I want is for Nigerians to boycott South Africa. You know what it means? Boycott South Africa. Don't invest in that country. If they want to invest in our country, let them bring their money and invest. And you determine how they take the money back. That is non-violence action. Boycott South Africa. If you decide to go against me, the only thing I can do to you is to withdraw my support to you. I don't have to support you to use it to finish me. So that's the kind of retaliation I want, and it's most powerful.
Mr. Allen Onyema, I'd like to thank you very much for joining me on the program. You have done well in making Nigeria proud.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the time we spend here.
So the government of South Africa said they are going to monitor the protests of tomorrow, and if anything go wrong, like maybe some people was killed, like maybe the protest was hijacked by some politicians, and any issues happens tomorrow, that the leaders of those protests are going to be arrested. Jacinta Zuma, she is one of those leaders, and the March to March leaders, and they have interviewed her to ask her what is going to happen to other South Africans who are not interested in protest tomorrow, because as you know, not all South Africans are interested in protest tomorrow, and this is what she have to say.
Laws, trust me, we wouldn't have a problem with that. If they were arresting Home Affairs officials who are selling out documents, we wouldn't have the problem we have today.
Are you worried that those who are actually legal migrants in South Africa could then be even more intimidated by what is happening now too? Because some may not necessarily have a South African accent or speak in a particular way, but still be seen as a foreign national, and because maybe they're not carrying their ID, their passport, whatever the case might be, and though they're legally in the country, feel intimidated by all of this. How do we ensure that they remain comfortable throughout this process?
Look, I think, like I said, the messaging of this country is very confusing. One, they must decide. Firstly, they said that we are just looking at people's skin and deciding if they're foreigners. And then secondly, they also say that we are looking for people's IDs and going around searching for IDs. So which is which? Are we using skin color to decide, or are we using the issue of documentation? But secondary to that, the real issue here is enforcing the law. And enforcing the law means that I, as Jacinta, carry my ID everywhere I go. That shouldn't even be a problem. It shouldn't even be something that I, as a South African, feel bad about, because when I go to a hospital, I'm supposed to have my ID. If I go to take out money, I have to have my ID. Why is it so offensive for people to have an identity document? It's not apartheid era where you are asked to carry a document because you're being restricted from going to certain areas. No. You are asked to carry your identification so that we can make sure that you are in the country legally, whether you are South African or not. And we're dealing with the crisis here. So if solving the problem means that we have to carry our IDs until they clean out the country and then we walk freely, then it shouldn't be a problem. I don't understand why people feel so offended. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I think my key worry with what you've said, though, is the worry that a civilian, anybody from March on March is asking people for their IDs. It's not about carrying the ID. No,
that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it should be civilians that are enforcing that law.
Welcome back, guys. Jacinta always puts blame on government. Yes, if you are putting the blames on government, why don't you go to the government and attack the government? Why don't you tell the government to their face? You are doing something wrong and what you are doing is not acceptable. Maybe that could have give another approach to this issue. You knew that the government are the one who are not doing what they're supposed to do very well, but you left them attacking the people who are innocent of this issue, who are even a victim of what you personally are talking about. You left the government and attacked those people. Now, what they are saying is that the South Africans, the migrants are the one handling the spaza shop. They are the one taking care of their businesses, doing businesses that South Africa is supposed to do. Market is a very big place, to tell the truth. Market is a very big place. If a foreigner is selling something, the best way you can do is to learn from that foreigner and know how the foreigner are doing it. Not for you to be jealousy or try to take over that kind of the business of that foreigner. The spaza shop you guys are talking about, nobody stops South African from doing his or her own spaza shop. Nobody stopped them. If they really want to do it, nobody has said South Africa don't do it. Everybody can do business everywhere.
I've been in South Africa for 11 years. And those 11 years, I would describe them as traumatic years, because I didn't have permit all throughout those 11 years. The same thing with my husband. My husband was in South Africa for 12 years because I and my son, we went to meet him in 2015. So since then, it has been from one struggle to another, no job, no stable job because there was no permit. Then hatred, no health care for foreigners. I can say that. I gave birth to two of my daughters in South Africa. I had my son here in Nigeria before moving to join my husband in South Africa in 2015. When I gave birth to my first daughter, I felt so bad because on the day that I gave birth, I was asked to clean the hospital floor because I was bleeding. Immediately I gave birth, I started bleeding. So one of the nurses came there. The moment she was talking to me in one of their languages, and she noticed that I couldn't respond. So that tells her that I am a foreigner. So she started telling me to clean the floor. Can you imagine that trauma? That psychological trauma that I'm not wanted here. I'm being treated as if I'm not human just because I'm not a South African. So I can begin to recount several experiences, bad ones at that, just being a foreigner.
Welcome back, guys. What do you really think about this issue? And what is your opinion about what is going to happen on the 30th of June 2026? Give your comment in the comment section below. Let's hear from you. And don't forget to share this video to other people out there. See you in another video.